I don't even. I do so many podcasts. I don't even remember what I said or did or didn't do. I don't remember ever trying to touch you.
But I do have receipts, and I have the clip as well.
Let's move on from that.
So last time we talked about the Bobby Lee situation. Bobby allegedly essayed George Janko on Logan Paul's podcast Impulsive. After this, Logan cut it out of the podcast, tried to make George look like the bad guy, and threatened to fire him if he didn't apologize to Bobby. After that, we looked at some of Bobby's old clips from the past, where he was kissing random women who clearly told him not to, making people uncomfortable, and all around just being a weirdo. Well, it seems Bobby has finally responded to the situation in a new podcast episode called The Bobby Lee Interview. Apparently, George and Bobby are collabing now, which is not what I'd do if somebody grabbed my dick 5 times and shoved his balls in my face. That sounds like a joke, but that's literally what happened. But you know, you do you, George. Let's check this out and see if Bobby has apologized properly.
So George, we'll talk about other things, but I want to open up by saying I'm sorry. So I usually do podcasts in my ecosystem, right? So it's like I know the rhythms and I know what I can and can't say, and generally, everything, is, people are pretty open to, they know who I am, right? But with you guys, I didn't know, so and also it's a huge platform, so I was like super nervous. So, I tend to get bullyish and out of survival. Okay.
And you looked at the weak calf. I get it, dude.
You're not a weak calf.
No, I get it, dude.
Okay, so it starts off all funny and jokey. Bobby says, "Oh, I was under pressure, right? Impulsive is such a big podcast. That's why I acted the way I did. That's why I forced you to smell my dick, because, I was just so nervous. My personal defense mechanism when I'm nervous is to grab someone's dick 5 times. That's just my fight or flight response, it seems. And I also had to humiliate you in front of millions of viewers because I was anxious, right? Not like I'm a famous comedian who's actually been around for decades, who's actually very comfortable under pressure. But to Bobby's credit, he actually does say the word sorry. So surely Bobby is truly remorseful of what happened, right, guys? Well, unfortunately, as we'll find out later, apparently he has no idea what even happened. Actually, Bobby doesn't even know what he's apologizing for because Bobby seems to have a rare condition called blackout disease, where it just conveniently makes you forget things that incriminate you and make you look bad. So according to Bobby, as he later says, that he remembers nothing of what happened on the podcast, only specific moments or something.
I do so many podcasts. I don't even remember what I said or did or didn't do. I remember moments. And also secondly, when you walked off the set, I literally was confused by it. I don't know the drama behind the podcast. I know that you had written this speech. I thought the comedy instinct was to say that it was like boring or whatever, and I fell asleep. And the third thing is that, and I truly don't remember, and it is on brand, but I don't remember ever trying to touch you.
Yeah, guys, I just don't remember. You see, I'm getting old now. My memory seems to fail me. I could tell you a lot of childhood stories and like things from years in my past, but it seems like this one Impulsive podcast that was so big that actually made him nervous, right? Something you would probably remember. Actually, he just can't remember it. And he especially can't remember the part where he touched you. Like, did I do that? Me? Bobby? Well, it does seem to be on brand for me, but I don't know, George. Maybe you're misremembering something. This dude legit the sleazy drunk guy gaslighting a girl after a night out. Like, but Ryan, didn't you try to feel me up when I was on the floor drunk? My friends kind of said that they saw you trying to touch me. Well, no, well, I don't remember. Actually, I was pretty nervous that night.
And the third thing is that, and I truly don't remember, and it is on brand, but I don't remember ever trying to touch you. But if I did that, I literally don't remember, but if I did that, I'm sorry. I do it for comedy reasons. I don't know anything about your religion or who you are. In fact, I didn't really know who you. I know who you are now, but but I didn't really know who you were, and
This dude acting like a dementia patient here. I just don't remember, guys. Brother, you're not 70 years old. You can't be cosplaying Joe Biden here. You 100% remember what happened. Okay, you remember what you did. You remember the entire situation, and trying to pretend that you don't is ridiculous. Saying that it's comedy is ridiculous. Comedy is making people laugh. It's not essaying people and ignoring their boundaries and forcing them to do shit that they are not comfortable with, whether it be kissing all those women or grabbing George's dick, okay? And it doesn't matter if you don't know who he is. Just act like a decent human being towards people. That is I don't know what that argument even was. So I don't know this person, therefore I'm allowed to cop a feel? Like, what bizarre logic even is that? Anyways, in this next part, he sort of apologizes and then he just says some mumbo jumbo. Like, I don't think he knows what he's saying at this point.
But with all that being said, I really truly apologize. I love people. I love podcasting, and I think that you're a voice that people talk about now, and you're here, and I just apologize. It's like,
Thank you, bro.
I'm sorry.
All joking aside.
Seriously.
What did he even say? Can anybody decipher what the heck did he say? Oh, you're a voice. You're a person. You're a podcast. I mean, you're here now, and you're big, and I'm sorry. Wait, what did I do again? I completely forgot. I'm sorry. Like, I got the forgetfulness disease. Did I touch you? Well, I don't remember that though. Like, this is the most half-assed apology ever. I don't know how George is falling for this. I actually do have a theory. Because I'm not actually happy with the way George has handled this. He's apparently being forgiving because love thy neighbor and stuff, but this is not an argument with a friend. This is way more than that.
Let's just put it behind us.
Yeah.
Let's work together in the next few years. I'm going to get out of the business at one point.
Why?
Especially podcasting. It's a very toxic environment, and I've gotten a lot of DMs saying that if you try to grab me, I'd fucking break your wrists. Like 20 of them. You know what I mean? Bro, try to, which I don't even remember doing. And I was like, kind of, I didn't even know what the fuck it was for a while until I went, did I? I don't remember, but.
Guys, if he didn't say it 500 times already, I think he wants us to know that he actually doesn't remember what happened. I don't know why he keeps repeating this point. I think he's following Einstein's law of complete bullshit here, where if I don't remember what happened, that means it didn't happen, right? That's kind of the logic he's trying to go for here, but that's not really how it works here. But anyways, it seems Bobby is such a forgetful guy. I think we need to start a GoFundMe. We'll buy Bobby Lee some peanuts and almonds, maybe some avocado or something, because we really need to fix his memory. The brother needs help here, right? I don't think you can operate as a grown man with this busted memory over here, but addressing the DMs over there, those are pretty expected.
I've gotten a lot of DMs saying that if you try to grab me, I'd fucking break your wrists.
As I mentioned in my previous video, any normal man, if some dude tries to grab their dick 5 times and put their balls in his face after disrespecting you that much, like, any normal dude is going to punch you in the face, okay? You can't violate someone's boundaries like that. And, that's why you're getting those DMs. People are expressing their frustration. Like, as I said, you're very lucky that you did it to George and not someone else, because George is clearly not a normal person. Like, nobody is inviting their essayer on a podcast over here and, having a jolly good time with them, okay? George clearly has some screws loose as well. But anyways, George does actually confront Bobby here. He pulls up the clip of the essay on his phone, and Bobby is just dumbfounded because he keeps saying, I can't remember. And then George is like, well, hope this jogs your memory,
I actually, it's so funny.
And I asked my assistant to look it up, and she's like, I didn't see that. You know what I mean? And I was just like, oh.
Here. I was going to go into this whole, retaliation, but I do have receipts, and I have the clip as well.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah. Oh, no. I have receipts. I just didn't want to do that. Wasn't my whole
Let's move on from that. If I did, I'm sorry. Because
people
to make
are
people
questioning
uncomfortable
it.
and make it be funny.
Yeah.
If I did, I did. Brother, you just saw the clip. What do you mean, if I did? Nah, bro. buy this man some blueberries and some leafy greens, because this cognition is not suitable for a grown adult. It's such a spit in the face, man. It's like, oh yeah, if I did essay you, then I'm sorry, but you know, I don't even remember doing that or whatever, and yeah, it was like comedy or whatever. Oh, I guess your butt hurt, so you know, I'm sorry, I guess. But it's like, it's not an apology. This is barely a sorry. He clearly doesn't even mean it. He doesn't even believe he did anything. He's in denial after seeing the clip. This is crazy. Like George is acting over here like, oh, this is me being so forgiving. This is me being a rightful Christian or something, you know, just like love thy neighbor or whatever. But no, this is just you letting a bad guy get away with doing something bad and letting him pervade through the industry even more, get more and more famous. Like, because you're propelling his career even more, he's going to be in rooms with even tons of different people. And the thing he did to you was on camera while being recorded. So just imagine the shit he does off camera, dude.
All I wanted to do, Bobby, was like, and I think me and you could see eye to eye on this. There's comedy that absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. And also it's just kind of
You
like
have a pudgy dick or?
No.
Okay.
It's
not long though.
It's long.
There's no way it's long.
I could show you.
I don't want to see it.
I mean, you grabbed it.
I didn't grab it. I didn't grab it. Let's move on. I really don't remember, but okay.
I don't remember, guys. This is stage 4 Alzheimer's or something. How do you get anything done, Bobby? It just seems like you can't seem to remember anything, even after it happened, even after saying, like, clearly this is some comedy shtick still going on, which is the stupidest defense. Like, but I know the comments are going to be filled with some like Bobby Lee fans going like, I can't believe you're taking what he says seriously. This entire podcast was actually a joke. Well, I mean, clearly he was being sort of serious at the start, right? Like, which part of this is a joke and which part is real? Bobby needs to like clearly state that. Otherwise, it's that stupid meme of like, I was only pretending to be regarded, you know? Like, you say something stupid and then like, I was only pretending. Like, you can't just perpetually mix joking with seriousness. There's a time to be serious and there's a time to joke, okay? And if you're apologizing for essaying someone in person, you'll look them in the eyes, you say, I'm sorry, you properly apologize. You say, okay, here's an example. I crossed the line, you know, I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never do it again. I'm sorry. It was weird and creepy and I took it too far, and I'll stick to comedy that doesn't involve grabbing dicks or kissing women or whatever. How about that? You know, is that really so hard to say? Now, this next part reveals what George actually thinks of Bobby, and it gets extremely awkward. Basically, George reveals to Bobby that he told his girlfriend to skip this podcast because he didn't want Bobby in the room with his girlfriend. Yikes.
The relationship.
Oh, so from now on, I probably, the one thing, I probably would not start a podcast with a girlfriend. I think that's what I learned from
I
the last
started
one.
with my fiance. Everybody's like, don't do it, bro.
Don't do you did it?
Yeah.
Where is she?
You want to know the truth?
Yeah.
I didn't want her to sit on this episode.
Where is she?
She just went to the gym. And that's just me being honest with you.
Why?
Do you want my honest answer?
Yeah.
Well, quite frankly, I was very scared of you. I didn't know which direction you were going to take this, and I didn't want my poor fiance to get just destroyed because you're comedically way better than me.
That's not true at all, dude.
Bro, I showed you a picture of her, and you said she wouldn't be with you unless you were where you're at, and I was like, "That's true. It's true.
It's a fucking joke.
Bro.
You got to grow another pair of balls, man."
Oh, man. So Bobby is so weird and creepy that George decided to tell his girlfriend to go to the gym and skip this episode. Now, George over here is, sucking up to Bobby here. He's saying that he's afraid that Bobby will actually make fun of her and roast her. But I'm going to say the quiet part out loud over here. He's afraid Bobby might do what he did to George, because Bobby seemingly grabbed George's dick here. So what is the equivalent if he does that to his girlfriend? I mean, he's on video kissing women who said they were uncomfortable. Clearly, George was afraid that you might try something. And I'm just saying, if Bobby actually had tried something like that, he would probably be leaving in an ambulance or something. So I have no idea why George invited Bobby to his podcast, because it really just seems like George is making a business decision to, quote unquote, forgive Bobby so that he can get clout, because I just don't see it any other way. If you're so uncomfortable with this man that you don't invite your own girl on your own podcast because you're afraid of Bobby Lee, then how are you going to have a good like business relationship with him, right? Now, Bobby has his own very successful podcast and career or whatever. George is out here trying to grow his podcast to compete with Impulsive and beat them out or whatever. So it just seems to me that George is just selling out here, man. Like, you want to do business with a guy who violated your boundaries, humiliated you, and that you're afraid to bring your own girl next to. That is, I don't know, Christ.
But I mean, it offends me because no, I came in here, dude. I couldn't wait to come here because it's like I want to, because this.
You don't even know why you wanted to be here.
Yeah, I do.
Bobby is offended, guys. I mean, I don't blame George. Like, I would not let anybody close to me in a 50-mile radius of Bobby Lee, but that's just me. But it's just hilarious to me to see Bobby pretend that he gives a shit about George and his podcast. Bobby does not give a single shit about you, George. He's trying to save his own ass because he's scared that you are going to press charges, okay? He's scared of what you can possibly do to torpedo his entire career, okay? The public consensus regarding Bobby Lee was drastically shifting, okay? Once your situation came out. And now that you're like, you know, pretending to be buddy with him, Bobby is super happy, okay? This is exactly what he wanted, and you're giving it to him.
I've been watching clips of you too to get ready for this too, and I really think that you have muscles for this.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I really like you.
I really appreciate it.
I really do, and I like I said, let's move past it again. But it's like I will work with you for the rest of my life. Okay.
Interesting. For the rest of your life, Bobby. Wow, it seems like George like saved your life or something. I don't know why he's being so nice suddenly. A reminder: this is the guy you ignored the entire Impulsive podcast, and the only time you actually did talk to him was to allegedly essay him. Yet suddenly he's your best friend. Suddenly, George is your business partner for life. Funny how that works. Am I the only one who smells something fishy here?
No, I don't put any oils or nothing.
That's insane.
Yeah, and also Koreans, we don't smell in our armpits.
You don't.
Look it up. You can look it up. Look it up.
Let me smell your armpits right now.
No, not right now. That's weird.
Yeah, but
look
shoving
it up.
your balls and making me smell that isn't weird.
I didn't do that.
You did in the very beginning of the podcast.
Where?
On Impulsive.
How do you even have a conversation with Bobby Lee? This guy clearly has undiagnosed dementia or something. I would be so mad that if a guy that did something that he did pretended that it never happened. Holy shit. George, if you have any self-respect, kick this guy out, never talk to him again, and stop thinking about your own goddamn business. You can make it on your own. You do not need Bobby. This is embarrassing, man. I was on George Janko's side because, you know, enemy of my enemy is my friend, apparently. I don't like Logan Paul, so George was a friend here. But after sucking up to Bobby Lee and making him look like a good guy, I mean, this is just spineless behavior. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought, and please donate some peanuts to Bobby so he can cure his very real memory problems, it seems. Anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. Bye-bye.